Hi, my name is Dawn Boyer, and I review coloring books, art books, and art products from the artist viewpoint. I am going to be reviewing the book Color My Sketchbook number 4 by the artist Bennett Klein. I am a little prejudiced for Bennett Klein. I discovered his images on Facebook in 2015 after he had been posting just samples of his artistic work on Facebook just for fun, and I believe a lot of his fans started encouraging him to put the images into a coloring book, so he started doing that in 2015, and between then and now he's been able to publish at least 4 of his sketchbooks. I love getting his books. The covers have this soft matte feel to them. It almost feels like leather. Bennett Klein has been a graphic artist and designer for a few decades, and he has some amazing talent. So I am biased towards him. I love his artwork and love the black and ink work better than even the ability to color the images. In his 4th book, he has a list of contents of all the designs that he has, so he names all his pictures. And this is the first one. Look at the cute little smiley faces and the feather-like designs coming out from this very happy face. I believe his daughter is posing for him for some of these pictures. But I love the look on her face. She just looks like she has a secret and she can't wait to tell you. Here is Buddha with some kitty cats for some serenity surrounding him, the lotus flowers, a little frog, some pretty little birds fluttering around him, and then some lotus designs framing the characters in the picture. Bennett Klein loves Mardi Gras masks, and in a lot of his pictures you will see those type of designs. Here is a woman's hand coming up to touch the mask, and I believe this might be either a fox or a wolf character with a lot of the feathers in the headdress. You can actually see some butterfly wings up here in the top, and then the jewelry-like collar and border around the bottom. These look like they might be statuary, little girls that might be watching over a grave in a cemetery is what comes to my mind. Again, here's the little cherubim, the little angel with the feathers around the skulls, some Celtic cross images in the top, and then some Zentangled gems and fleur-de-lis and other decorative elements in the bottom. I can't imagine these pictures taking less than several days to draw. And they're all done with a black ink pen, which makes the picture so incredible. Here's a snarling wolf. Oh, I don't know where I got roof from. And the feathers coming out from the face. And here's some Indian beadwork, it looks like. A gem, and then crown with some feathers and other horns coming up. Very imaginative work. Now, Bennett Klein has started putting together what he calls the black work, and that's with the black background. So this is one of the images he included in the most recent coloring books, where he used a very solid black background, which some of the coloring hobbyists love, and so he included that in this book. It looks like there's a cat. See the eyes in the back. There's a bee. There's an eagle. Here's some butterfly wings. It almost looks like there's a moon in the background. And then if you look carefully, this looks like oxygen mask or something like that to keep the cat breathing while it's in outer space. And then there's a bonsai tree at the bottom. So you'll start seeing some recognizable elements that Bennett Klein likes to add in most, if not all, of his pictures and illustrations. Here's a picture of a woman. His ability to just draw a few lines to make a face with this gorgeous expression is phenomenal. I just love how he could do that so simply. Her hair is, and her locks are stylized into decorative effects. And there's some floral or petal-like images here, some Zen doodling up the top, and then it almost morphs off into like a sacred geometry shape. Here is a fairy with some butterfly wings and all the butterflies coming up from behind her, and this great scarab beetle that has his own wings down here below. Now this is one of the more different images that Bennett Klein has put together. This image is more realistically based. It looks like he's drawn a grizzly bear, and in the background some alpine trees on the hill with the rocks and the birds. So this is sort of out of character for some of his coloring books, but oh my gosh, what a beautiful picture this is, and what a realistic look that this bear has. It almost looks like you're looking at him through the fog. Here is a picture that is of a piranha with goggles. Here comes the steampunk elements and the metallic ornaments with his top hat, and then the octopus tentacles down here. You'll see that theme throughout a lot of his pictures. Here is a raven face, again the Mardi Gras mask, a lot of the jewel in the images, the Celtic crosswork around the edges, the fleur-de-lis and the feathers, more Celtic cross knots, and all these beautiful elements in the picture. Now this one is more of a henna and paisley design with Eastern Asian influences. A lot of these images here along the edge would be something that the Eastern Indians would use for the Mehndi henna designs on the bride's hands, and then he's included some sacred geometry with the sun and the moon inferences, along with the yin and yang in this center design. Here is a leopard, again with the feathers, the designs, the crowns, the Eastern Indian influence of the paisley designs from the henna, and all the various very detailed images. This type of picture might take an accomplished colorist several days to complete because of all the details. This may scare some beginner artists off. Now here he has some little whimsy coming out again. He has a woman posing in a pinup type of pose. He's got her wearing a herringbone jacket, and then out of the neck comes a iguana. And then he's got some Art Nouveau framework designs around the edge, very flowing. And this looks like some more sacred geometry type of imagery here. So there's some whimsy here. He's created several pictures lately of human bodies with strange heads coming out of the neckline. Here's a double portrait with two queens from the Mardi Gras with the masking and the tattoo-like designs on their faces, the beautiful irises around the edge, and this is just loaded with jewelry. Can you imagine putting all the various colors on these type of jewelry? And then the sort of wave-like design almost looks like an ocean wave ready to crash, and then the ruffles and the pearls and the beads that are around, reminiscent of the Mardi Gras beads. Here's a prom princess posing with a praying mantis head, and then the 4th of July stars and splashes and design elements. Here's the skull image again. Bennett Klein does favor the skull images and the feather design elements. And here's some very detailed fleur-de-lis border decorative edges, more butterflies, and the other design elements on the page. And here's a little steampunk going on with the mechanical images there on the crown. And here's another one of his stylized women, very beautifully designed, lots of gorgeous eyelashes here. And this is more of a framed mandala than anything, because it seems all the design elements are in a mandala pattern. Here's some steampunk type of mechanical engineering going on down here, and then some Victorian lace type elements at the bottom. Here's a panda. That's the first time I've seen him use a animal of this nature in his drawings. And so I'm assuming this is Chinese influence with a little bit of the Japanese or Chinese type of mountain paintings in the background. Some Japanese influence flowers, butterflies, and some flowers, and almost looks like magnolia flowers right here. Now this is a simpler design. It's a rhinoceros, and here's the little bit of whimsy. There's a woodpecker pecking on the rhinoceros horn, and the rhinoceros has an expression on his eyes going, really? Really? And again, another skull design. Here's some gems that would be nice to color with the different facets and the light shining on them, and the feather-like images on the edges. And these look almost like carved wooden roses, and some batik stamps are what comes to mind. And this looks like a finial on the top of a lamp. And then he has the Eastern Indian henna paisley designs in the back. Here is a castle that looks like it's growing on the top of a bonsai tree. Now this is one of his out-of-the-ordinary images where they're more realistic than anything. Some birds flying in the background, some very light cloud images, and then the very nice Cinderella fairy castle in the background. And I believe this might have been a pose by his daughter for this particular image. You can actually see the richness and glowing light off of the locks of her hair, and the beautiful but ragged butterfly wings for the elf. And then she's got more than one leg, more than two legs, and more than two arms. Here's a kung fu fairy with the butterflies and the gorgeous flow of her hair coming out, and then the mandala with the sunflower in the center and the design elements in the mandala itself along with the butterflies. And here it looks like a goat and a wolf and a woman's face, so this might be a dream image with all the beautiful design elements on the side. Bennett has a love for feathers in his pictures. Here's some Celtic knot work here, and just the beautiful flowing lines in the images. Bennett always thanks his fans at the end of the book and has a very nice signature at the back. And again, these books have this gorgeous matte color. Feels like leather. I just love rubbing it. It's just so pleasant. So that is the Artist's Eye review of Color My Sketchbook, number 4 by Bennett Klein. I would be absolutely delighted if you would join me for more reviews of art books, coloring books, and art products on Facebook. Just look for Artist's Eye Reviews and look for the rainbow eye as the icon. This is Dawn Boyer. Thanks for joining me.